been revealed that poverty-stricken areas of Britain are more likely to experience deaths linked to homelessness. The Office for National Statistics says the death rate for rough sleepers is 9 times higher in poorer areas than more affluent ones. There's a stark divide between cities and the countryside. 574 homeless people died in urban areas compared to just 26 in rural ones. Manchester alone counted 21 deaths related to homelessness, closely followed by Birmingham with 18. The London Borough of Lambeth saw the loss of 17 people sleeping rough or using emergency hostels. And looking at the long-term trend, homeless deaths have increased by 24% over the last 5 years. Well, we're now joined by Risha Lancaster, a campaigner against homelessness and co-founder of a charity for the homeless. Risha, hello to you.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. Well, what do you
No
make
worries.
of those statistics I've just been reading out? They're shocking. What do you think's driving them?
They are completely shocking, but unfortunately, I'm not surprised by them. I think it's because the lack of resources, lack of proper services within Britain, really.
And obviously, deaths are higher in poorer areas. Is that because there's more support, perhaps in more affluent areas, or just a crackdown, perhaps, on rough sleeping in those more affluent areas?
I don't know. I think poverty has its own difficulties, really, and lack of education, lack of resources, lack of money, because in poverty you haven't got as much money to sort of do the things that maybe you'd like to do.
And so what needs to be done, do you think? Obviously you are witnessing so many cases. What do you feel is lacking and should be done?
Resources, definitely. Education, we need more mental health resources, we need more drug rehabilitation, we need more prevention, and most definitely we need more houses for people, affordable houses, and with housing benefit to cover the rate that the houses cost.
And of course we have to bear in mind that there are some people who deliberately simply want to be outside, sleeping outside, not being in a home.
I'm not sure that's particularly true, really. I mean, nobody wakes up in the morning and decides that they want to sleep outside and be a rough sleeper. Nobody leaves school and decides that's what their prospect for the rest of their life should be. I think the people that are mistaken for choosing to be outside have actually lost hope and feel hopeless. They've been through the services, they continuously go in and come out and go in and come out, and they're just resigned to being outside, unfortunately. I don't think anybody chooses to do that. And
that, of course, is coming from your own experience. Tell us what you are doing as a group, and what sort of people you're helping, and how you're doing this, and what sort of conditions you're finding people.
So basically we run a 7-day-a-week out-of-hours drop-in service for people who find themselves rough sleeping. The people that we see have got very complex needs, are very vulnerable, and the majority of the people that come in to see us have been in and out of the system for many, many years through no fault of their own. Many people have high needs, they have high complexities, they have learning difficulties, they have mental health problems, and a lot of people may be addicted to certain substances.
And just how do you get your support then? How do you get your funding?
We have a little bit of funding from the council, and the majority of our funding comes from the general public and donations that people kindly send us.
And just briefly, this media attention now, these sort of figures coming out in the media, do you think there will be a reaction? Do you think you're calling for more resources? You're saying things can be done to improve it. Just briefly, do you see any reaction to what people are now hearing about?
I'm hoping so. People should be looking at that and be absolutely horrified that people are dying on our streets. In 2019, it's a humanitarian crisis. People should not be on the streets in any way, shape or form. There's no need for it.